Aloha y'all, welcome back to Pete's Treasures. Today we are introducing a new thrift haul series called Pete's Treasure Tales, where I show you 10 items that we have thrifted recently and expect to make a great profit on. Or maybe it's an interesting item or just something that we especially like or have a good tip to go along with it. Without any further ado, here is episode 1 of Pete's Treasure Tales. All right, let's start with our first item. It is the biggest and most expensive one because why make you wait till the end? This is actually a soup tureen. I saw it at my favorite thrift giant looking like this. And I normally would have skipped over it because I would have thought, oh, it's probably broken or chipped or cracked, because who would thrift something this big and so nice without it having something wrong with it? I know that's my catastrophic thinking, but I'm glad I really looked it over because it is worth $600. At least that's what the current market is, because there is one that's sold for $5.99 on Etsy. And here's what came up when I first searched for it using Google Lens. Lots of terrines, lots of rabbits, lots of vegetables. Put it all together and I finally found mine that sold for $5.99 on Etsy recently. Let's take a closer look at it. And with being listed less than a month, it sold for $4.95 plus shipping, and it made it in one piece. This next item is a mug that I thrifted at Thrift Giant as well for less than $2, and it's from La Madeleine, or as I've heard it pronounced, La Madeleine, a French bistro chain in the United States. It might be other places, but here's why I got it. Let's take a look at current eBay listings, and as you can see, this style of mug has lots of different patterns with different phrases, and I think they're all pretty cool. There's my chicken mug, $16, and then after this I decided to go to solds, of course, because you always got to go by solds, not what things are listed as. And there's many mugs that have gone for $20, $40, look at that. So let's take a look at a few more solds and then inspect the item up close. Look, even with the blurry photo, they got $50. And after being listed only a week, it sold for full price at $25. Pick these mugs up. Next up is not a particularly high value item, but I've noticed that bento boxes sell well. I'm gonna show you a picture of a bento that I purchased about a year or two ago, and it sold really fast. So since that item, which I thought was adorable, I pick up bento boxes, and this one is really nice, and it's from Bento Heaven. And when you first pick it up, inspect it all the way, because this one was missing the original utensils and chopsticks, and sometimes they have little containers to put each different food item. But with that being said, they still sell well, and I'm anticipating to get about $12 to $15 for this, and it was only $1.39 or so. So let's take a look at some solds of other bentos. Next, we have a stack of 20 melamine plates. They were only $1.50 at St. Vincent's, which is my favorite place. And I just always look for melamine. You'll see a lot of melamine in our previous thrift hauls because it can sell well if you know what brands to look for or what patterns. Look how cool that is. It's hard to see here, but the brand is French Bull, and the artist is Jackie Shapiro. So when looking at solds, you can find some pretty high solds and really cool colors, very vibrant, and I love them. $32 for a set of 6 plates. A lot of 10 for best offer off of 50. And the list goes on. I thought it was a good deal at $1.50 each. And the cool thing is you can lot them up together and put different quantities. Let's hope they sell well. Next is a Cuddle Plush from St. Vincent's that I purchased for less than $2. I believe it was $1.49 because I always get a discount. But anyways, I have never seen this tag Mayim, or maybe it's Miyam. We currently have it listed at $22. So when you see a plush tag that you've never seen before, always look it up because it could be good money. And we sell a lot of plush. Let's take a closer look. I like that little canvas touch right there. And it's really the tag that caught my attention. It looks different than the mass-produced little polyester tags. And let's look at some solds. This next item is not very expensive, but I thought I would show it because it's gonna go in the antique booth. We've noticed that a lot of our sales come from smalls, and I always heard that on my antique booth Facebook groups that I'm a part of. So yeah, we wanted to start picking up items that we think will sell fast, and this is not vintage and it's not marked, but it's pretty, and for only 83 cents, I thought I'd grab it. I love this next item. I really like going to estate sales or garage sales or even thrift stores, of course, because I got this at a thrift store, and finding new old stock products. This is No Bugs insecticidal shelf and drawer paper. If it's a vintage product like this, I always leave the original price tag on there. It kind of adds to the provenance of the piece. I love how 70s this looks, and you can tell there's some thrift store wax marker that we need to take away. But anyways, I thought this was neat, very niche, and people are out there to buy it. Let's look at some solds. Obviously, if you can pick it up cheap enough, it's worth it, and if you have multiples, that's even better. $34, $25. I just think it's so fun. I'm not quite sure if it's the healthiest for you to have drawer liners made out of, bug repellent. Let me know if you know more about this product because I think it's fascinating. Next we have these beautiful Villeroy and Boch ramekins. And I saw some mugs there at St. Vincent's, but they really weren't pulling much money, and we had sold some like that before and they sat a while. But I could not find any ramekins listed, so I thought I'd give them a try, and they were only $1.49 each. As you can see, they say Switch 1 on them. I've seen a lot of Switch 3s, but not a lot of Switch 1s, and most of them are just very colorful. And let's look at some solds of similar items. Here are some plates that are currently listed, not sold. I like the way their plates are displayed though. Here is the mug that's matching. And going to solds, you can see that now we're into the Switch 3 territory, and there's lots of different patterns, but look at the money you can make with Villeroy and Boch. Definitely research when you find it in the wild. I just love it, and it's pretty. Next are these beautiful plates from Vietri, and we love Vietri. I always find it at St. Vincent's. They are good money makers. If you don't mind shipping big, heavy plates, and you can find more than one to maybe put together, I say grab them. And I have never seen this pattern before. It's called Francesca Blue, and I love the texture, and it just looks very Tuscan and beautiful. Flipping it over, you can see the Vietri mark, and I love the little embossed stamp that says Made in Italy. I got these for $3 each after my discount, and this one was flawless. No chips, cracks, dents, dings, little flea bites, but this one had a couple little glazed chips, No big deal, because I figure the people that are looking for them won't mind, especially if it's for their own table use. Just make sure you photograph them well and disclose the little minor imperfections. Don't we all have minor imperfections? But here are some current listings. Everything is over $50, which is always encouraging, but then you must go to solds, and here are the solds. Really good money, and I'm so glad I picked them up because they sold for $116 plus shipping. And last but not least is this huge, I believe 24-inch Squishmallow Australian Shepherd plush dog. Wow, that's a mouthful. It's so huge. At first I got it because Henry, our dog, is an Australian Shepherd mix. First of all, I was surprised because to me he didn't look at all like an Australian Shepherd, but he acts a little bit like one. And I showed Matthew and he looked like a little kid. And it's just so soft and sumptuous. It reminds me a little bit like a leopard seal, very chunky. There's the Squishmallows tag, very popular lately, and luckily it has a little barcode on the back that helps you with your research. So Squishmallows you need to definitely research because they're very popular, but rare ones can go for really good money like we've shown in other videos. Here are some solds, and as you can see, this is just the 8-inch and it went for $18. The 20-inch right here went for $60 and another one went for $65. So I think it's time to say goodbye and give it another home, and since it's Q4, I think it would make a great Christmas present. Thanks so much for watching. Keep digging for treasure, because you won't find it if you don't look. Bye everybody.